So this segment of the show is called World's Tea with Josh T.
Okay.
So today we're going to talk about what's going on in
Nevada, girl.
Nevada. I'm sorry.
Girl, okay,
In Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas.
So this guy, do we know his name yet?
I believe his name is, of course, you know, I have my trusty phone with me, so I have all my resources right here.
Okay.
But I believe his name is to be Stephen Paddock.
Stephen Paddock, who is a Caucasian male.
He white.
And he is a person who was responsible for the shooting that happened. How many days ago was that? 2 days ago? Yesterday.
Well, for us it would be Monday, because it happened for them Sunday night.
The show's gonna air on Thursday, so.
Well, it would be Sunday evening for us, Monday mornings when we found out, because they're 3 hours behind us. So it happened Sunday evening, and we were made aware of it Monday morning.
Okay. So, he's responsible for this shooting. Apparently, he's a retired accountant, a real estate investor who moved to Nevada from Florida in 2016. His father was convicted of bank robbery and was also on the FBI list from June 10, 1969 to May 5, 1977. His father was then arrested in Oregon in 1978, who died a few years ago. And he obviously has criminal history in his family. And so I think our biggest thing is that if he were black,
then it would have been talked about.
He would have been a terrorist.
Right.
We would have been doing a background check and making, it would have been
exposed, all this, that, and the third.
What's your take on it?
Like, well, I just feel like the fact that it is a Caucasian American, a native at that, I feel like they're trying to downplay the fact that this person is pure evil. Like, no pun intended, but like Trump said, because had he been an African American male, like you said, it would have been talked about, like, on his criminal history, his family's past history, all the things that he would have been doing.
They would have made him out to be a
thug, a terrorist, all the negatives of what society wants to depict of African Americans, especially African American males, when things like this happen. Because black people do it too. It ain't just the white people. Black folks go around and shoot up houses and all kind of stuff. So we're just as guilty.
I beg to differ. I don't know any black man.
Oh, girl, I do.
Or woman. No. That's done a massacre like this.
Well, no, not a massacre.
We're not talking about a drive-by shooting.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about thousands of innocent people just hanging out, maybe partying in their city or on vacation. Where you've got, how many people is it dead now? 50 people dead?
59,
and
527 injured.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And you have to think about it. In history,
Black people ain't doing that.
Right. If you
it's
look
always
back,
the white people.
Sandy Hall, was it Sandy Hall, the school?
It don't matter. They always white.
They always are Caucasian, white. So, but it's just funny to see when you have these scenarios and where history repeats itself, when you have these Caucasians and we have these situations where you have mass shootings, when they're trying to depict them as innocent Americans or like typical everyday people. Whereas if it was somebody like of us, of color, we're terrorists, we're a threat, we're this, we're that. Well, all these things underneath the sun, you know what I'm saying? Versus where a white person does it and it's just, oh my God, we don't know what happened. But history shows that, oh y'all are shooting us up. So I just want an accurate depiction for all races.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Caucasians can have just as much issues that are history or bad history or run-ins with the law, all kind of stuff, as much as African Americans. Anybody, Mexican, Hispanic, Dominican, it doesn't matter. Exactly. The point of the matter is this shit is ridiculous and it needs to stop.
How do you feel about them trying to, because I heard a few people saying that they were trying to lean it more towards he was mentally ill. How do you feel about that?
I don't like that excuse either. Because if you think about the young man who shot up the church, of course I got to do a little bit more research before I get names and of course the exact locations and stuff like that. But we all know the story about the young man that walked into the African American church and shot up, 9, 10 people. They gave him the insanity plea. And now he's spending his sentence in a mental institution. Whereas an African American would have been put under the jail for something like that. Or probably on death row. So it's not fair. The equality is still not fair when it comes down to such horrific acts of evil. Because it's not about people being crazy. It's about people sitting at home and having too much time on their hands to fix. So, okay, if you want to take it there, and you want to split the races down the middle, okay, you have a Caucasian race that is known for shooting up events, buildings, schools, concerts. But then you have, of course, African Americans where we're out in the streets and we're doing drugs, we're dealing drugs with this and the third.
Drugs that your government put inside of our neighborhoods purposely so that we could be drug dealers. Let's get that straight.
We can talk, but that's a whole nother topic of conversation.
Yes, but let's just get that straight.
Let's
so
get
if the criminal acts are happening in the black community and in our neighborhoods, it's because people always try to talk about, well, how you guys always talk about slavery and how you guys were, because that's our fucking reality. At the end of the day, we as African Americans have dealt with being scrutinized, automatically being labeled as a thug. So we're going to automatically be in defense. Yes, we are, because that is what we deal with on a daily basis. That is our reality. So yes, we're going to be on the defense. In other races, not just Caucasians, yeah, they're intimidated by us because of the type of the stereotype. They make us out to be these evil, and you know, this, we're, oh my God, you gotta be afraid they're gonna steal your pocketbook. I've been in malls before, in some of the, you know, nicer malls in Atlanta, and I'm a fast walker. That's just me by nature. I'm from New York.
Okay.
I walk fast. I might just be in motion walking fast. I've had several white women do this, clutch their bag, and they're like afraid.
But that comes from.
But that is from, exactly. But my thing is, little me, I wouldn't hurt a fly. Maybe, you know. But the point is that my MO is not to go around terrorizing people or stealing pocketbooks. I make my own money. I hustle. I have several different businesses. Josh has his own businesses. We're not here for that. If I'm in the mall, I'm on a mission to probably find an outfit to go out to network with somebody that night. Not to steal from you, boo.
But the negative stigma that comes with being African American and what the media
and it's
projects.
Not justifying, you know, the people who are out selling drugs just because. What I'm saying is the people who don't know anything else and their surroundings and their situation is nothing else but that. All they have to go off of is the hood, their surroundings, the people. Maybe their mom or their dad was a drug dealer. Maybe their uncle was a drug dealer. That's all they know.
Their environment.
Because that's what was put into their neighborhoods. Do you know how many, not to mention the amount of other races and white people specifically who use drugs. We selling to y'all.
Y'all #1 customers.
So let's just keep it all the way 100. Let's keep it real, you know. So this stereotype that y'all put on us and all of this, you know, y'all want to make it seem like we're just so bad and we're just this and we're that. But y'all be the same ones that be rolling through our neighborhood talking about, yeah, let me, you know what I'm saying, let me cop this, let me cop that.
And then turn around and shooting up our schools. And shooting up our events.
Do you see us
No.
shooting up a whole crowd of people,
see, that's another thing.
a whole school of people, holding people hostage? We ain't doing that shit.
We trying
to survive. We out here selling drugs to get $1.
To
you
make it,
understand what
to
I'm saying?
better our lives, not try to take it away
I'm
from
not saying
somebody else.
we personally, because.
But as a community.
But I'm just saying, as a black community, as a
those
whole.
that live that lifestyle, we have to give them some type of defense.
Like,
as
damn,
well.
can y'all give us credit? I'm not saying it's a good thing. You understand what I'm saying? But we trying to make a living just like the next person.
But there's a reason behind everything, and this is the reason.
Exactly, because let's just keep it real. In America, in the world that we live in, it's made to be out where, you know, it's just white supremacy all the time. We went for a regular job. I could have went to school, got the same degree that Susie might have got.
Okay.
But guess what? If the owner of the company is white or the manager is white,
Susie's getting that
Susie's
job.
gonna get that job.
Not Sherelle.
So, I mean, that's just keeping it all the way 100.
I mean, it is. It's a sick facts of the reality that we live in. But it also gives us a platform to also shed a little light on a reality of a whole other culture that they might not even know about. You know what I'm saying? Right now we're talking about black and white, saying what white people do and what black people do. It's not even really about that. Okay? At the end of the day, we're all the same.
Yeah.
When I cut myself, I bleed red. When Steven, whatever his name, that shot up Vegas, cuts himself, he bleeds red.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we all are the same. So the fact that you can sit here and think that you can take people's lives for whatever reason, because what they're saying is, the reason is he is an anti-Trump supporter. And what people aren't hearing is that his Facebook page was deactivated moments after all of this stuff hit social media because he had so much of an anti-Trump all over his Facebook page. And that's why he was linking the country concert or festivals to Trump supporters because of them being Republicans. So basically he took a target, took a theory, and made it a target. And basically just went and said, okay, well, these people I believe are Trump supporters, so I'm going to execute them. What gives you that right to say that to yourself? And to sit back and execute that, to set it up for days. You have been in this hotel for days, since September 28th.
Are you serious? Since
September 28th. And it is October 3rd. So you have been planning this probably not for weeks, but for months. His brother actually gave a statement, and he looked like he was in shock. But one thing that his brother said was, find out where he got the guns from. There's reports of him sending money back to the Philippines. So is the Philippines selling guns to the Americans? This is how he got the ammunition and the guns that he needed to execute something like this? Is this not considered to be a terrorist attack? How?
And then I heard that it was more than one person.
I've heard it was just him. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, okay, for example, we're going to go back to the race car. Y'all are saying this is not a terrorist attack. But yet he has ties with the Philippines and sending hundreds of thousands of dollars over to the Philippines. And for what? To get the ammunition, to get your guns? That would be considered an act of terrorism.
Exactly.
If another race was to do it.
Yeah.
So he is a terrorist. It was an act of terrorism. How could you not?
And in the state of Nevada, they also said that, the law out there definitely identifies it as being a terrorist attack. So,
because you have to backtrace the history. You know what I'm saying? If y'all claiming that this is just an average person from Nevada and Florida, where you get all this shit from?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How had he been able to plan this for months without anybody being suspicious of anything? How was he cooped up in this hotel for days or weeks and nobody says anything? Or nobody? They said in the article that the hotel staff had been in and out of the room and never saw or thought of anything suspicious. How? He's been here since the 28th. That's suspicious within itself. So it's like, are we really paying attention to like really key things that could prevent loss of life? This was unnecessary and really could have been prevented had we been paying attention and studying behavior. Where are people in the community, not community, I guess in the hotels? Or
where was he hiding these big guns?
Exactly. How was you transporting these stuff in and out of the hotel?
Nobody
Where's
saw
the
it.
staff that's saying, he's been here for 20 years. He's been here since the 28th. It's a little suspicious. Let's just watch him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just see what's going on.
What is he in town?
Where is
What is he doing? Why
right. There are companies.
And then how did he get these guns past?
Hotel security, the staff,
the cameras,
the elevate, this in and out of this building. When you have so many people that are on your security team and your staff that are in place to handle situations like this or prevention, right? You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to be monitoring these things. So basically, people aren't doing what the fuck they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
And we can make it 1,000,001 excuses on and on and on about what people should have done or shouldn't have done. But what it all boils down to is, what it all boils down to is being aware of what's going on. And then we can flip this so many ways because now everybody wants to talk about the gun laws. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we have the right to bear arms. Yeah, we do. But when y'all acting like this and shooting up schools and concerts and whatever.
Yeah, they were trying to say that they were trying to ban the people who were mentally ill from being able to bear arms.
But I don't understand
people were fighting against that because they wanted equality and for there to be justice for everyone. So they were saying like, all the people who voted for mentally ill people to have guns, this is your fault because they're basically trying to say that he was mentally ill.
Oh, but how? because he has a pilot's license. And in order to get a pilot's license, you have to take a psychiatric evaluation test. And he passed that. So how is it that now he can fly a fucking plane, but we can't give him a gun?
Right.
It's the same thing. I give him a plane, I'm still giving him the ammunition to do whatever he want to do. Look at September 11th.
Okay.
You can use anything as a weapon.
Yeah.
So just because I can give you a pilot's license and you pass a psych test, doesn't mean that I can't give you a gun either, because you can use this plane as a weapon just as much as you can use this gun.
Right.
So to me, that just is asinine.
Yeah.
Because it's not about people with mental health and stuff, this, that, and the third. It's about gun control and regulation. You can't just be passing out a gun to anybody and everybody. But the fact that we have this amendment, that we have the right to bear arms, allows us to give a gun to anybody. They're gonna take that away. Why? Because of stupid shit like this.
Yeah.
So don't be mad at the government or whoever's opposing the gun laws.
Absolutely.
You're doing it to yourselves.
Yeah.
You want to own a gun? Own it. Don't go shoot up a concert. Don't go shoot up a school. Don't go shoot up whatever and think that nothing's going to happen. For every action, there's a reaction. Mm-hmm. So if they take the gun law away, that's your own fault, people. Because you didn't have to go shoot up this concert. You didn't have to shoot up the school.
That's a fact.
You didn't have to go do this and the third. You didn't have to.
Killing all types of
Killing
people.
all kinds of people.
Not
for
even
no reason.
knowing if your whole reason was because you thought they were Trump supporters.
It doesn't
That
matter
was
what
so,
your reason are.
That was stupid.
It doesn't matter what your reason are. You have no right to take nobody's life.
Absolutely.
You are not God.
Absolutely.
You didn't bring that person into this world. It's not for you to take them out.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, we could sit here and talk about this all day long, go back and forth about it. You know what I'm saying? But what it boils down to is the facts.
Yeah.
That it's out of control and that there needs to be stricter gun laws and who we're giving firearms to.
Absolutely.
That's really what it boils down to. And I feel like there needs to be something in place. If I get, okay, you pass the psychiatric evaluation, you get your gun license, you get your gun, then what? Where's your documentation for your training, your gun control, your gun safety, your evaluations over the years?
It's too easy because you can go into a pawn shop right now and get a gun as long as you don't have, what is it,
a felony?
I believe it's a felony, and as long as you have a current driver's license and like you're not on any type of probation, they'll give you a gun.
I mean, yeah, I can understand
in
that.
your name. You don't have to do any type of testing. You don't have to do any fucking like
And that's what the problem is.
You know, just to make sure that you're using it properly, and no class to like none of that.
And that's what the problem is. It's where are the regulations for owning a gun?
There aren't any.
And that is where the problem
It's too
lies.
easy to get a gun.
Anybody can go in the store and get a gun. And not everybody has the mental capacity to
just because I never got caught doesn't mean I'm not a criminal, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. And like I said, they just need to put more gun restrictions in place. If you own a gun, you need to first and foremost, you need to check that gun every so often. It needs to be registered. It needs to be checked in. At some point, it needs to be broken down. It needs to make sure that it wasn't involved in anything. You need to go through another psychiatric evaluation. Let's say every 2 years. You got to register yourself and your gun. You got to go through the test. Your gun has to go through stuff to make sure it's not wanted for no crimes. You have to go through shit to make sure. Let's instead of trying to ban the guns, let's see what we can do.
Let's use tax dollars on that, something that will be more secure.
Exactly. Let's create a system in place that's going to be a little bit more secure for people that own guns and for people that want to own guns. And let's say I don't own a gun right now, but let's say I do want to own a gun. Should I not own a gun because of what people are doing?
Right.
That's not me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it just needs to be tighter restrictions and regulations for owning a gun because of situations like this.
Absolutely.
It's really unfortunate, you know, and then it's tragic.
So many people have
lost for no reason. There are culture stories of people just enjoying themselves at the concert, dancing with their boyfriends and girlfriends, and then gone.
Minutes later.
I didn't ask for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm coming here to have a good time. Bitch, I don't want you shooting me. Right. I ain't asked you to shoot me. Okay? Don't do that. I just want to have a good time.
Right.
So it's really unfortunate that we can't even enjoy the few things that we still can enjoy in this life without worrying about if I'm going to die today because some dumbass in a hotel wants to shoot me because he thinks I voted for Trump.
Right. That's sad.
Let's be more realistic, people. Get a life.
Right.
At the end of the day. You got too much time on your hands to be sitting at home, twiddling your thumbs, worrying about whether I voted for Trump or not, and now you want to kill me.
Yeah, that's
Get
true.
over yourself.
Exactly.
Go find
Life goes
something.
on.
Right. Go find something to do. I don't like the fact that Trump is in office. I didn't vote for him, but I ain't gonna cuss out nobody or shoot nobody because they did.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait until his term is over and we can vote for somebody else.
And
okay?
pray.
And pray.
And he don't make it to another term, okay?
But there's nothing I can do about it. And me going out and shooting a crowd of 22,000 people is not gonna change the fact that Trump is still sitting in the Oval Office.
Absolutely.
So pretty much in conclusion, we can basically just talk about moving forward. I think is the biggest thing that we can do as people and as a nation. There's nothing that we can do to take back what happened. But moving forward, we can put things in place or talk about things that we can put in place or ideas to prevent things like this from moving forward. Yes, we can't control people. But
Absolutely.
if we give people maybe an outlet, who knows if he needed an outlet? Somebody to fucking talk to.
Sure.
That doesn't take anything but time.
Right.
Doesn't cost anybody anything. That's what he may have needed to let go of whatever he was feeling, to have that outlet. So to end on a positive note, stop being so damn mean. Talk to the fellow person next to you. You never know what somebody is going through. I'm gonna give you a case in point real quick. I was at work the other night when I went to work Monday night. I had the biggest attitude in the world, and I didn't want to talk to nobody. Nobody knew what the fuck I was going through, but internally, I'm looking for my friend in Nevada. No one took the time out to ask me what's wrong, or how's your day? What's been going on with you? So if you stop being so damn selfish and stop being so damn mean and just say, hey, how was your day? How are you? You'd be surprised. You know what I'm saying? What you can get out of that, or the response you can get out of that, and the difference you can make by just saying, hey. You know what I'm saying? Or being courteous. That's in the Bible. You shall love thy neighbor. Love your neighbor. And then we can stop dealing with shit like this. It's just that simple. That's how I feel about it. At the end of the day, it's never that serious. Your ass is drunk as that. It's never that serious at the end of the day. Well, we've got a great first run for Josh's segment. We got drunk as hell. That's what happens when you involve a game in your segment. We're going to bring the tea and the wine, darling. Okay? But I wouldn't have wanted to do this with anybody else, and I feel like this is a great platform to just put things out there that maybe somebody else didn't think about. Get it together with your drunk ass. We can't finish this and we're done. It's a wrap. Okay? Life's tea with L and Josh T.
World's team of Josh
Whatever. At this point. I'll be back next week.